Hello, KSBS. I'm here today with Don Whitten. Now, Don, how are you today?
Pretty good, thank you.
Pretty good. Okay. Um, so you are a veteran of the U.S. military. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Correct. I joined the military, the Army, in 1950 of October after graduating from high school that spring. My first assignment took me to Camp Atterbury, Indiana. I was in the military police, that training. I went from there to Korea in artillery, came back to the United States, and about that went back to Korea again in KMAG. And KMAG is a Korean military advisory group, and my position there was in logistics.
All right. And of course, you like Boys State. What do you do around here?
Of course I like Boys
Yeah.
State. Well, sure. I'm a new kid on the block.
Oh, is that so?
I'm a new kid on the block, and I've been here for only 14 years. Some of you folks have been here for 40 years. I think some of the American Legion have been here for 40 years. And that is quite a record. And that's dedication, because these folks take their vacation time to come here to be with the students of our high schools throughout America, throughout Kansas.
What do you do here at Boys State?
I'm an advisor. If any of you got questions, you want a little advice, just ask me. Or ask any of the other yellow shirts as an advisor, because they all have answers too.
Alrighty.
And I'm sure they will give you good advice.
And you were telling me you have a lot of advice for future and current staters. Could you tell us some of those?
All I can say is, for future staters and for any student that's coming down the pipe, they need to have a lot of confidence in themselves, and they need to have confidence in the peers that they work with. And may I say, life is like an orchestra. Opportunities, the instruments, and I am the conductor. And every one of you folks here today have one of those instruments. Boys State is one of those instruments, one of those opportunities that will further you and give you the advantage in becoming a better citizen and a better person, and also give you more confidence in yourself.
All right. And do you have any interesting, funny, weird memories that you could share with us today?
Well, my life has been weird all along. No, I don't know. Life has been kind of easygoing for me. I've never had anything exciting happen, except, well, it wasn't except when I was in the service, and I retired in 1971 after putting in a little over 20 years. But I was in the Army Map Service, and at that time, in the Philippines, we had a station set up that we tracked satellites. And because we was tracking satellites, the reason we was tracking is because we used that for a lot of identification and location of different islands. And that was our main purpose at that time, was to evaluate the location of the islands. And at that time, we found some islands to be as much as 25 miles off. And that is a very important factor in many cases, especially when a plane is crashed or a ship is looking for anchor somewhere. And I suppose now, with what they have to do with electronics, they find that our islands that we had surveyed and said were off may be off again, because they have much better equipment. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you, Don, for your time. And this has been KSBS.